Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by. It's so good to see you. How are you all doing? I am doing well. I really am doing well. It's been quite a couple of days, actually week, um, and I have been just crafting. One of the things I've been following, as a lot of you know who have been watching my videos, I've been following Rach and Bella's for the month of February. She has had tips, tricks, and hacks again this year. Unbelievable lineup. I have learned more things this month than I have in 3.5 years. It's just been absolutely fabulous. Mostly what I've gotten out of these videos are the people who talk about things like, if you lost your mojo, how to get it back. Storage, keeping your craft room clean, different creations. I have taken a notebook full of notes. It's just been incredible. So I've been watching those and listening to those, and I've followed each and every one of them. I don't know who's on today. I have my calendar there, but I can't read it from here. So while I have been watching them and not really, not that I've lost any of my mojo or inspiration, I just haven't really wanted to do what I'm supposed to be doing, except I have been working on my giveaway journal, which I will give you a peek at. I'm going to show you a few things I've been working on, but the other thing that I'm working on currently and decided that I would follow just to keep myself accountable is two things. I follow Rach and Bella's 100-day project. It just started. We're on day 2. It's fabulous. So far it's been fabulous, and this is what I've made from that. This is actually my first thing that I've actually really created. I've been doing some ephemera for my giveaway journal, and I follow Rach from Rossi Creations. What does she call it? It's not Roxy's Weekly Challenge. So I do follow that. I've always followed Roxy's Weekly Challenge because I have I actually now have 2 12x12 boxes full of things that she has made that give me a lot of inspiration when I have, when I'm looking for a tuck or a side tuck or a pocket or something different for my journal. So I do follow that. That is my absolute, must do. And then Rach and Bella is hashtags. Hold on one second. What is it called? Hashtags. Oh no, I forgot it. Oh geez. Let me look real quick. I have my iPad right here, and I can tell you. It is, let's see, I'm sorry, I went quiet. Let's see. It's called... Oops, sorry about that.
Help deliver the security company's need
Sorry. Let me turn this down.
Security strategy across multiple clouds. Trust nothing. Authenticate and authorize.
Okay, it's
at hashi.co.
It's called hashtag 100 days DAYSRAB. I don't know if you can see that in the screen, but it's right here. It says hashtag 100 days RAB. And this was day 2, and it was absolutely fabulous. So, yeah. So you want to visit her at Rach and Bella Crafts if you want to follow along for the 100-day project. And, so yeah, so day 1 was we made a, well, it could be anything actually, but I'm using scraps from my Valentine kit because I never got to make a Valentine journal. And I am going to be doing a series on how to use digital kits, not specifically what they're meant for or meant to be. Did I push the button? Yes, I did. Oh my goodness. How are you? How are you all? I really, really want to know how you're all doing, how you've been, what you've been up to. Are you following anything specific? What are you crafting? Are you glad it's almost spring? I mean, it's definitely spring here. We are actually in the 80s. We are breaking record temperatures tomorrow in the 90s. But it's okay. We have air conditioning. I've been cutting back my lavender like crazy. And yeah, so it's been fun. So anyway, the first thing we made was what she called a journal topper, but it could be anything really. And so it's all made with envelopes. So I just took out my vintage envelopes, and I actually used a couple of her envelopes that she had in her Valentine kit that I didn't get to use. So far, so this is one of her envelopes that I didn't get to use. And then this is one of the envelopes that I didn't get to use that I used as the cover. And then I backed it with just a scrap that I had of this because I thought it went well and it was very neutral. And as you can tell, it doesn't have to be Valentine. It can be anything because I use basically all roses. This is just a little Swiss dotted netting that I have, and then a piece of fabric, and then the little girl that's in like one of the background pages. And then on this page, so that was the first day we made the envelope topper. It goes like this. Flip flop, flip flop. It also has pockets on the top, but I don't remember. Okay, so there's one pocket, which I guess we're going to make a tag for. I don't know yet. And then here, last night, we made these little side tucks. So there's strips, as you can see, like better with this one. We took strips. Now, what I did was, let me take these little cards out. These are also from the Valentine kit. These are just the little embellishments. And what I did was I took my strip of one of the strips I had left over. And then underneath this is just some, actually it's from a calendar page. See? From the Dollar Tree. So I just cut that up because it had the colors in it that, you know, sort of went with this. And then I put a strip of extra of the strips I used to make this over that. And then, so you've got underneath here, oh, and then I put it on cardstock. So then under here you have a pocket, you know, a little pocket place. And then under here you have a pocket place. And then under here you have a pocket place. And these are all from the kit. I just backed them with strips from the kit, and you place that, you know, anywhere you want. And then I just had some butterflies, so I just trimmed it up with some butterflies. And on this side, she did 3 strips, so there's 1, 2, 3. So you've got 3 tuck spots. You've got one here, you've got one here, and then unfortunately I goofed and I glued this down, so I don't have that 3rd tuck, but that's okay. That happens. So, but I have plenty of space, you know, in here, and then I have a whole bunch of space, as you can see back here. And then I just embellished it with some cheesecloth and then put some flowers on it. And then these are all embellishments from the Valentine kit. So as you can see, it's not screaming Valentine at all, you know, and it's very pretty. And I love blue and I love pink. So yeah, I'm really excited. This is part of this envelope. This is the, like the middle part of this envelope. So that's why I use that envelope. And this is just a vintage envelope I had. This is an envelope. This is an envelope. A blue envelope, which was good because when I punched this, it had the blue in the back. And this was an envelope, but it had yellow in the back, so I thought that was good. And then, yeah, so it just closes this way. Wait a minute. Closes this way, this way. Nope. This is very confusing. It was easy to do, confusing to fold. So it goes this way, this way. This closes, this closes, this closes, this closes. And then I just, before I put the backing on, I put a ribbon on. I punched a little hole. I put this little flower embellishment on it. It comes like in a ribbon type thing. And then I put a little charm, a key, and a heart. And then you just tie it with a ribbon. And that can be a journal topper, or it could just be something for Happy Mail, or something to keep little ephemeras in, or whatever you want it to be. So I don't know where she's going with it, but I know it's going to be super when it's done. I'm looking forward to it. 100 days of great ideas and something to look forward to, especially for me when John's at work, or I need to follow along and create. So I'm keeping things beside me from the kit, so that I can use up this kit, yeah, create with it. So it's fun. And then what else have I done? So then I'm working on a journal. I'll give a sneak peek because I know the person who won it. It's Celeste from Woodland Inspired. And this, I'll just give you a sneak peek of the front. This will be the front. And then inside I have the pages. I just haven't tied them in yet. So that is a sneak peek of that. This is all the ephemera I'm working on and creating for that. And then, as you all know, I got myself a whale tail punch at a very good price at an estate sale. It was actually $1. So I made up a waterfall, which is going to go in that journal. I can't put it in until I sew it together so it will be, even on the page. But what I did was I took the whale tail punch and I put 2 little holes, and then I made this little flap. So let me just get a scrap piece of paper here. So if this were the page, this is just scrap. So if this were the page, I'm going to put it on the page like so. It's going to go there. I'll flip this up, and then I'll glue this here. Make sure everything is straight. And like I said, this is with the whale tail punch. And there. And here. And then this will, actually it's in the wrong sequence, but you get the point. I'll show you. So each one has a hinge. It's going to go on the page like so. And these are from Sam Poole. And these are just her, Polaroids. And so I chose some that I thought would go well with the journal that I'm creating for her. And so yeah, so there's your waterfall. So you've got your flip here, and then you've got your flip here, then you've got your flip here, and then you've got your flip here, because these on the back are going to glue down to your page. So each page will flip up, and I just back them with tea stain paper. Now this idea I got from the Rach and Bella's Tips, Tricks, and Hacks, and on oh dear, one of the videos I watched, they sell a hinge kit. And they did basically the same thing with the hinged kit. They did a waterfall with the hinge kit. And it is, anyway, it doesn't matter. I can't remember everything. I'll think of it. So anyway, so I came up with that idea to use the whale tail punch. I've been loving this whale tail punch because there's just so many things you can do with that. So I've put that together. That I'll stick back in here, my bag of ephemera with my journal. And this is what I do. I take all my pieces that I'm going to either create ephemera with, or ephemera I've already made. Once I've made it, it goes back in the bag. I typically will keep whatever ephemera is made in this plastic bag, but I had taken it out to show a friend last night and have not put it back yet. Bad. Very bad. I don't like to do that. And then, following Rachel's Roxy Creations weekly challenge, which I'm going to do today, is oh well, wait a minute. Before I do that, we're gonna create something from Roxy's weekly challenge. But I made this collage board because I wanted to, and all I did was I took a calendar page, and this is where obviously the numbers and dates were, and then I collaged over it. And there's some lace and some fabric and just pieces of the calendar, and this is like the border of the calendar, and stamped, and put some ledger, book page, a music page, stamped it, put some more fabric. But I have a question. Do you sew your masterboard or your collage board prior to you cutting it up, or do you sew it after you cut it up? Leave me a comment below and let me know what you do. So that's what I did one night when I couldn't sleep. I'm having trouble sleeping, so I am up very late, and this is what I do. Another thing that I did, I love to have pretty things on my desk. So yesterday I took some shells. I think I posted a reel on my Instagram, possibly on my Facebook. But I love to have pretty things on my desk, as you notice. Like, I have this. I keep, you know, the two that I use the most in here. And then I have this little dish. I have this whole set, but I have so much china from my mother-in-law. This keeps all like jewelry bits and pieces, broken jewelry and things like that, in case I want to use it. So I just love to have, oh, this keeps all of my tiny scissors, my little jewelry things, my tweezers, some mini tweezers, my, you know, that kind of thing. So this is a teacup. My husband broke the dish that goes underneath it. So I thought, well, back into my craft room. So I love to have pretty things on my desk when I'm working. So yesterday, I decided to make these shells. I have thousands of shells. Of course, I've always lived near the seashore. Even in Massachusetts, we live near Cape Cod. And so here in Southwest Florida and in Orlando, and we spend a lot of time at the beach. And so this one I created not using any gesso, just the napkin. And then I just trimmed it with this gold paint because that's all I had, metallic. And I'm using only what's in my craft room, not using anything else. Whatever's in my craft room, that's what I'm using. That is my goal for this year. So I'm not buying anything. I am only using what's in my craft room. So this is some metallic paint I had, so that's what I used on the edge. And it's just a napkin, and I love lavender. And so once I got the napkin on there, I realized it was kind of boring, so I added this little butterfly from the napkin. And it does say lavender in French in there. And I left the natural color in the seashell. I did not gesso it first. This one I gessoed first, and then I put the napkin down. And it didn't have the heart to cut the butterfly off, so I put him just around the edge. And I didn't do anything to the back. I might put some gloss on it, I'm not sure. But so now I have two very pretty dishes. Now, why did I make these? Well, because I had seen down in the Fisherman's Village, they have some shops down there, and they have these. They're much bigger. They're actually baking clamshells, and you can get those anywhere. You can get them on Amazon. Just Williams Sonoma, just type in baking shells and they will come up, and whatever. So but if you get them off the beach, just make sure they're nice and clean, and don't smell or anything like that. These are years and years old, so I just grabbed a few, and I put some gesso, napkin. Well, first I put the matte medium, and then put the napkin in, and then I put the it's this golden. This is the brilliant gloss, the shiny gloss, because I wanted it to look sort of like a ceramic, dish. And then I just, once it dried, I edged it in the gold paint, and there you have it. So this is with gesso, and this is just the natural shell. And why did I make that? Well, I also made these little canvases out of some cardboard, like the back of, well, it's like chipboard, but it's not really. This is like the back of, a pad of paper. So there's 2 layers. I just cut them in, made 2 layers. And made these little things here. And then I just painted them with different color paints, acrylics. First I gessoed them because they were the, brown. And then I put some paints, just different color acrylic paints on them with my fingers. Didn't use a brush or anything. And then I just laid the napkin on top where I wanted it. This is lavender. It's a little bottle of lavender. And then I put glossy accents on it once it was dry. Let it dry overnight, and then edged it in the gold. That's the back. That's a piece of the same napkin. I don't know if it's showing up in the camera, but it's really pretty. And I made a dangle out of it. See? Like that. And this one was real tiny. So, I'll put it here. This one was real tiny, so I just took a piece of the napkin that was tiny, and I didn't put any charm or anything on it. But that's that one, and that's the back. And then I just punched a hole with my crocodile. It was very easy before I put the glossy accents on it. And then I just trimmed it in the gold. And as you can see, the paint, came through, which was really nice. It's all different colors, pinks and peaches and, whatever color the tile was. So I've been doing that. Just things that are fun, This, I just keep some paper clips in. By the way, I was going to tell you also, if you do not have these bulb clips, the wonderful thing to use, and you can get these in packages of like, I don't even know, I think it's 100 for like less than $1. These are for earrings, and these are great because you can get like sequins and stuff on them. But those earrings that kind of clip like that? And they go right through the paper, no problem. And look, you've got a bulb pin sort of type, sort of type thing. So, and like I said, you can get any bead on this. You can straighten it straight out, put any bead on it, what have you. Or I like to fill it with sequins, a few sequins on one side, put whatever I'm going to put on it, and then fill the other side with sequins, and those are really pretty. So, and they're much thinner than, like, say, the bulb pin, These are like safety pins. And this is just like wire, And, yeah, you can get a package of these anywhere. Michael's or, anywhere. And they're just, you know, for earrings, to make dangle earrings. So yeah, if in fact you do not have ball pins or you don't want to spend the money on ball pins, I've always used these and then got some ball pins. So that's what I did with that. So that's what I've been up to. So today, following Rachel's weekly challenge, I had gotten some checks from, I have some vintage checks, but I didn't want to use them because I don't have that many. So Rachel Bella Crafts has some checks. If you go on their Etsy shop, they have checks. I did not print them all. I did not cut them all, but they are beautiful. They're gorgeous. So here they all are. Some of them may have had two on the same page. But anyway, so here are all the checks. I just printed them on copy paper. And then I cut them out. And then this one I made. First, I put this little heart pin paper clip, but you don't have to use the paper clip at all, really. I just put it there. This is Paris. It's just a little tag. She used like a punch or a whale tail. And so you lift it up, and I decorated the top here. Here's the check on the back. I just put a sample stamp here. And then inside, these are from Raindrop Lila, and I shrunk them down so that they would fit. Well, some I shrunk down. Well, you'll be able to see which ones. Some were shrunk down. They were in my scraps, so I used them. So I made a little embellishment here and then just sewed it all together and then glued it on. This is vellum. This is ledger printed on vellum, and I backed, you know, I backed it first with tea stain paper. Then I put this vellum on. It's ledger. It's a printable. And then these are vellum pockets. No, they're not. They're tracing paper. Sorry. And then this is just one of the tags. This is just a piece of book page. Backed it with book page, with French book page. And that just slides right in here or somewhere. Slides in that pocket. And then this is the original size of this teeny little rose is this. So that goes on here. That goes in there. And then this I stamped on, but this is smaller. This is the regular size it comes in. And then this piece I had, so I stamped on that and I stuck that in here. And then this is the original size. Just back that with some scrap. Like I said, I'm using up my scraps. And this is one of, I think it's called Pretty in Pink. And then this is another piece of that shrunk down. Again, this is another one of these. Just kind of stick that there. And then another one of these. As you can see, the theme of my journal that I'm making is roses. Lots of roses. So yeah, so that takes care of that. And then this is just fussy cut out of, I have no idea where I got that, but I fussy cut it out and put it up there at the last minute because I opened it up. It was boring. And I actually sewed around it. So I don't know if you can see the stitching, but it's all sewn around. The whole thing is all sewn around. So that's a check. And you can get those on Rachel Bella's site. They're very, very reasonable. Actually, these were on sale when I bought them. They may still be there. Check out her website, her Etsy shop, Rachel Bella Crafts. I don't know if they're still on sale. They were when I bought them. She had a flash sale for her birthday. So I thought, ooh, I need checks because I don't want to use mine. And I knew she had some, so. And it's pink, so it's perfect for me. And then, let's see, did I make another one? I did. I made another one, but it's different. This one, I really liked this check. I love this check. It's very vintage looking. So I put this on the bottom, and I, instead of folding it down on the top, it would have been upside down, and I really loved that. So I just made it into a pocket. And this can be a tip-in, you know, or it can be glued on, or it can be paper clipped or what have you. And then these are just some postcards I had. So I stuck those in the pockets. I haven't decorated the backs yet. So this is a different way you can make it. And again, this is on tracing paper. It's just ledger on tracing paper. Not real ledger, just a copy, a scan copy, or it might not even be one of my scan copies. I don't know. I'll have to look at my ledger. Let's see if it's the same one. It's, well, it might be. I don't know. But anyway, you can find them on Etsy or Graphic Fairies. I belong to Graphic Fairies. So anyway, so that's what we're making today. So all you do is, I won't do a pink one because we've already done pink. I have one backed already. It's smaller than the other one. This blue one's nice. I love this green. This is a beautiful backing. So what you could do is actually, what I might do is see if I can find one that will fit that. Let me just check here real quick and see if I can find one that will fit the back of that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I really like that. And I love these little holes in the check. So I think I'll use that as the back. Okay? So let's put these aside. So what have you all been up to? Anything fun? Anything exciting? I have been gardening. I have been painting. I have been using mixed media. I got a Rolodex file, so I made one so far. I've been making a ton of boxes and things to keep things in. I have a lot of boxes, plastic boxes that I keep things in that you can see through. But I love to make boxes, and so yeah. So that's what I've been up to. So all you do is you take your checks, whatever you're going to use. And like I said, I love that. That's really pretty. Let me just make sure I have it going the right way. Let's see. Okay, so that's the right way. And this is the right way. And it doesn't fit exact, but I'll trim it down. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over this way, even though the stamps are upside down, rather than this way. It doesn't matter. Let's glue this down. Let me just get a glue sheet. And I just used my Dollar Tree calendar pages from whatever year. This one's 2022, but I buy a lot of them. And I'll move these out of the way because I don't need them right this minute. And get my glue stick. And where are we in time? Wow, we're at 34. Okay, I'll hurry this up. We might not be able to finish decorating it today, but I'll show you the basic construction and how that's done. So just make sure you get, you glue on there. I probably should have glued the skinnier one first, but that's okay. Just want to make sure I don't put it on upside down. That's all that matters. And I love this glue stick. It's my go-to. It doesn't wrinkle paper, and it is by Scotch, and it is Scotch Create multi-purpose. and it's good for fabric, especially if you're going to sew. It dries fast, so make sure you get a lot on there. It sticks good, but I still glue my edges because, you know, those can lift once the glue dries. So I just get plenty on there. And then I just glue my edges. You don't have to do this step, but, you know, it's me. I just glue my edges so that it doesn't come apart. And I don't like to use a lot of the art glitter glue. It's expensive, you know. So, I mean, you by all means you could use it, but now let me just make sure that this is the right side up. I like using the magazine, these pages better than book pages because when I get the glue on them, it comes up. It goes this way. So that's the right side up, and this is the right side up. So I'm just going to take this and get it as close to the edge as I can. I love those two little holes. I'll be poking those for sure. Let me just get my... I was using paper towel, but oh my goodness, even buying at BJ's, the price has gone up so much. So now I'm using an old rag. So I'm just going to fold this in half because I don't want to get any glue on my check. And then I'm just going to take my scissors that I use for anything that's gluey. And there. I have a pair that, you know, I use and then I'll clean them at the end of the day. But my other scissors, I use if, you know, see how it sticks to the scissors. So these I use to trim up if I need to, if something has like a sticky edge on it. You don't have to do that. I'm just giving you a tip. And this basket can be found on Rach and Bella's site. One of her videos she did years ago. I followed her and made several. I've made them for Christmas gifts. I've made them for my craft room. I keep things in them. This is my one I use for my wastebasket. I mean, you know, when I do trimming and, you know, stuff like that. And they're very, very, very easy to make. They don't look it, but they are. So simple to make. I think she made them, I want to say 3 years ago, maybe, about this time, because I remember gifting them to my daughters for Christmas, Easter. And I made them all in Easter colors. See how sticky that gets? So that's why I use those. And then at the end of the day, I'll clean them with my hand sanitizer, which I always have a bottle on my desk. And you can get this really inexpensive. And it takes off glues and inks and you name it. And for that, I'll use my rag or my paper towel. But I try not to use paper towel anymore because, like I said, it's so expensive. I can't believe how expensive paper towel has gotten. Anything paper has gotten expensive. Make sure that that edge is nice and cut even, which it seems to be. And there we go. There's our front of our check and our back of our check. And just before I forget, I'm going to grab my crocodile because I just love those holes. And I am going to punch those holes out with my little crocodile hole punch right here. I think those are really neat. I might put a pin or something in there. I'll ink those up. Those are cool. I love those. They really are cool. Second, let me just get something that will be a better color for that. I usually keep pinks on my desk because, as you can see, that's what I usually use. Typically. But for this, I think it needs this. So I'm just going to do that. Just to get rid of that white there and make it look, you know, more aged. Wow, I love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I might tear into that with a little pin too, just to make it look a little bit more authentic. But yeah, that looks good. And I'll just go around this. I don't typically ink, as you all know, but this deserves ink. Rachel did a very good Roxy's Weekly Challenge this morning, pockets. Oh my goodness, she made like a gazillion pockets and side tucks. She did so many in like 40 minutes. It was like ridiculous. I was like, slow down. Okay, so that was the last minute thing, but fun. Okay. So I'm just going to take, I also keep this on my desk at all times because my sewing machine is behind me and I got tired of going back and forth, so I keep this on my desk at all times. I'm just going to take a pen and I'm just going to kind of go in here because at one point, obviously, there was a pin in there. So I'm just going to kind of rough that up a little bit, make it look a little bit more authentic. I don't know why there was a pin in there, but there was. Rachel from Rach and Bella Crafts, maybe your mom, or actually Rachel from Roxy Creations might be able to tell us too. This might be a promissory note and not a check, but I don't know. No, it's a check. I don't know what language it's in. But it's fun. I love it. I am going to take put my pen back. I'm just going to take my eraser because I put a little bit too much ink on that. Wrong one. If that happens, you know, if you put too much ink on it, you can always just take an eraser. This is kind of a sandy type eraser. It's from my art kit, my painting kit, and kind of go over that. And then also go into those edges and get those kind of scruffed up as well. Because I don't want it to look like I purposely did that. So I'm just taking some off. This is another tip. There. That looks better. That looks definitely more authentic. Get a little bit more of that white off. I mean, it's a gum eraser, but I use these if I get ink on something, glue. I use this all the time to get the glue off. Or, you know, the top of a pencil, like this. As long as it's white, it will take, you know, the glue right off. Just want to kind of go in there and get that more aged up. I'm so fussy. My goodness, Cheryl, knock it. Stop. Okay, so then, look at that. Oh, so beautiful. Can you see the colors in that? Looks like I inked it. Like, you know, did that with it. And this is part of the kit. So the next thing we're going to do is decide which is our top, which is our bottom. It naturally folds here and here. So I think what I'm going to do is I might do the natural fold on the check across here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Do the natural fold on the check. Now, you could do it like I did with the other one. Keep this up straight and fold this up, or keep it up straight and fold this up. And then, you know, you've got the writing going the right way. Love those holes. That's cool. I'll play with that more later. So anyway, that's the top. And then you can just take your bone folder and that will stay down. You don't need a paper clip. I put a paper clip on it last night just to keep it down. And once I took the paper clip off this morning, I didn't need it anymore. So there you go. And then you're just going to take, now I always keep this right next to me when I am watching anything on YouTube, because everyone inevitably is using scraps or they're using book page. In here I have book page, I have ledger, I have old documents, I have music, I have, you name it, that's pretty much what's in here, okay? And then I have some things that, you know, some little doilies, and then just pieces that anytime I have an extra piece of paper, I run it through before I, you know, if I'm not going to throw it away, I'll run it through my embossing machine. So I have embossed paper. This is deli paper that I got at the hospital, and I love it. I thought, oh, I'm going to try the embossing machine on that. Oh, I'll show you something else, too, that I made. It's so cool. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I always keep book page and what have you in here. And I know I have some tracing paper somewhere. I always have tracing paper next to me. So that's always handy to have on your desk or next to you. I keep mine to the right of me, you know, slid right next to me, so that I always have it ready to pull out so I can follow along with my person I'm watching. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my pockets on, and I have some tracing paper right here, which I haven't really done anything with. I didn't ink it or anything, which I typically will do. I'll stamp it or, you know, ink it or what have you. And you just want to make sure that it's, you know, the right size, you know, going across or what have you. So I'm going to use my, I guess I could tear it. It's tracing paper. I think it will tear fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it, I'm going to put it up here just because, you know, I want to tear the whole thing. Or maybe I'll just cut it. I'll just cut it. And this is what I'm going to make my pockets out of. So, make sure it's even. Put that over there because that's a good scrap. This is perfect to stamp on, so I won't throw that away either. And these you can mass make. I mean, I made two last night really fast. So then what you want to do is, I just took my ruler and I went, let's see, how did I do this? I put it here and I went, I didn't tear it. I mean, you could tear it all squiggly, but I did not do mine that way. I just tore it this way to make one pocket. And that's not very deep, so I'm going to flip this over and make it that way. Okay, so then I'll have a pocket here and a pocket here. And I'm actually going to use the whole, I'm going to go all the way up there. This one I'll bring down, obviously. And then just take your glue. And when I glue my paper, especially, you know, so I get it as much out of it, I go right along the edge, and I get a lot of the glue, not a lot of the glue, but I primarily get the glue on both the edge of the piece I'm gluing and what I'm gluing it on, if that makes sense. Like if you're using book page or what have you. Like I said, I like using the calendar pages because it doesn't stick to it. So I'm just going to glue those sides and take my piece here like this. And I'm going to simply put this here at the bottom and press it down on both sides and the bottom. And I have my first pocket. And then I'm going to just take my thumb and run up the side so it doesn't crinkle, because it is tracing paper. You can use vellum, packaging, whatever. You don't have, you could use paper. You don't have to use checks. You can use anything you want. And look, I got some on my table, which, how did I do that? Oh, because I didn't press it down on here. So, yeah, so that's all you have to do. I have to get a pretty cloth. This is kind of ugly, but it's an old towel. So there's your first piece. And then you're going to do the same thing with this pocket. And like I said, you can tear it if you want. I just didn't. So yeah, that'll go. So I want to glue this edge here. And I want enough space in there so that I'm not, you know, compromise. So I have enough room in the pocket, is basically what I'm saying. And then if you're going to sew it, you want to sew it now. You know, after you glue it down and it dries, you want to sew it. And this dries really fast, as you know. So, yeah. And there you have it. And then you can just embellish it however you wish, and you can put whatever you want in your pockets. So what I would do is I'd mass make a bunch of these. That's what Rachel did, and then she went back and she embellished them. Now I always keep a little box. Now you all know I have laces and fabrics and what have you, but I keep this on my desk when I'm doing little things, because I might feel like making, you know, something. So I keep, you know, just my little bits in here. And that way I have them. And I always keep some sari silk, because you can just dye that real fast, you know, with some inks, and then just dry it. So let's see, how do I want to embellish this? Now, I am going to bring over my plate. I've pulled these the other day. I pulled a bunch of these. Let me just get this off. I pulled these out of a couple of my books that I keep my embellishments in, because I've been working a lot with embellishments. Let me put this over to the side. So, you know, my fussy cuts and things like that. I've been working a lot with them. Let me get this out of your way. I just put that over here because I don't need to cut it anymore. So here's my plate, and it just has a whole bunch of fussy cuts. So I can pull from this plate rather than getting out my book. And I mean, I might have to flip through this because I might want something specific, but this is where I keep them all. But I've been, you know, I pulled a bunch of different stuff because I've been embellishing a lot of things with creating the journal that I'm working on. So that's just one. I mean, I have several. I have smaller ones on my desk that I keep as well. This is just an old Reader's Digest book cover that I put some, you know, cardstock in. And then this one, I decided to use file folder because it was cheaper. This is out of a cereal box that I just covered and put some, I don't know what I put on the top of it, some lace. I don't know why I decided to make it so pretty, but this is just another one. This is just tracing paper. And this is, I mean, it's held up for a long, long time. And what I do is I'll go through these, and these pages I still have to do. So I'll go through them seasonally, and I'll pull out not the ones I just showed you, but I have other ones that I go through, and I'll do seasonal ones. So I'll pull out, like if I'm doing all spring, summer, I'll pull out all of spring, summer, I'll put everything away, and then I'll fill it up with my, you know, winter, fall type stuff. So let's just quickly, if we have time, almost, let's see. Let's just say we'll put this in here. I'm not going to back it or anything. I'm just going to give you some ideas. Possibly, she's cute. Here's some embossed paper. You could do, you know, you could tear that. Oh, speaking of embossed paper, I have the friends that I was staying with in Winter Park. They have these awesome coffee filters that they use in their drip coffee maker. Look at these. So every day they make coffee and I dried them. Are they not the best? They are so awesome. I have die cut these. I put them through my embossing machine. They are fabulous. I'm going to put some matte medium on them and see if I can turn them into kind of a leathery, you know. They're just fun. So we need this real quick. I'm just giving you some ideas. I'm not going to embellish this completely right now, but here is, for example, now I could have made my pockets out of this. This would have been really cool. Look, I didn't even think of that. I'll make my next one out of it. But this is deli paper, and it's already embossed, so that would be really pretty. And then you could go over it with your inks, you know, and bring out that, the texture in the embossing. But that's deli paper. And then, where is that coffee one that I did? Is this it? That's that coffee paper. That coffee filter. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It feels like paper, but it feels like cloth. I can't even explain it. I even made tags. I punched tags. I don't know where they are. They're probably in that dish. But, so yeah. And then this is a paper I did a long time ago. I'll show you the original. This is the original. Okay. And then this is the one that I made into by just scrunching it and scrunching it and scrunching it. And the oils in your hands turn it almost into fabric. So you just scrunch it and scrunch it. I mean, it takes a while. And if you have arthritis, it hurts. after a while. But the oils and the heat in your hands, you just do this with this, and then when you undo it, you know, the more you do it, obviously, the more you do it, what it's doing is it's breaking the fibers in the paper. Isn't that awesome? So yeah, and the more you do it, the softer it becomes. And then the older it looks, you can straighten it out, you know, a little bit more. And, you know, do it on tea stain paper, I guess, so that the back isn't white. And then who would know that that wasn't an authentic letter? I mean, I have the original, but I don't ever want to use it because I don't have that many. So anyway, just a suggestion. So I'm not going to embellish this because, like I said, I want to put, you know, maybe, I don't know. Let me get out those two I made so I can just show you. But you know, I'll probably do something like this on it. You know, what have you. And that, you know, that takes time. It's personal preference, but this is the basic construction, and you can use anything. I would not use, I suppose you could use cardstock if it was double-sided, maybe. But I like that old, you know, kind of authentic. And I'll probably go along it with my scissors or something, make it look a little bit older. Because with these, using the tracing paper, it didn't make it so stiff. So, yeah, they're really nice. I love them. And so that's it for today. Those are my makes. This is the one we made. This is my tray that I've been pulling from. And I hope that I've inspired you in some way today to create something, anything. Pull out your paints, pull out your cardboard. I also did this one. This is like a mini faux, oh, I don't know, canvas. And I did it the same way. Painted the cardboard, you know, painted the cardboard first, and then a napkin, and then just kept going over it with different colors, you know, different gesso, and little gesso here, little gesso there, and then some of the gold paint. And I love it. It's a little teacup, it's got a little spoon, the colors all came through, and it looks like an acrylic painting. And I just keep it up here, just because it's pretty, and reminds me to something else. Like if I want to do something, I'm like, oh, I could just pull out my acrylics or my watercolors and just do something. Because I can't paint. I can't draw. I can't draw a straight line. But there's so much you can do. I have great projects coming up. I plan on doing videos more often. Thank you all for your well wishes and your prayers and continued support for me and my family. For Lindsay, she has a long road ahead of her. Happy crafting. And until next time, be well, be safe, and God bless. And thank you so, so much for subscribing and for following my channel. It is so truly appreciated. Bye-bye.